Hello everyone, welcome, new video here. A little change of place to showcase a little bit of the build that's going to be used. I want to show this against WoTR Elemental in Unfair. Let's see how it goes. So let's check. We are buffed, pre-buffed already. It's only buff that can be used here in this dungeon or found in this dungeon. For example, heroism, it's obviously going to be a scroll of heroism. For the other buff, it's going to be from Camellia here. So let's check the range for prayer and let's see how it goes. Alright, we should be in range. Let's go.
Save the last one for me.
Alright, start the fight. I will just charge with that character, which is main character. So Reanimator is going to be the build that we are going to use. I'm going to explain why soon enough. Do we give? Yes, we should give that to our animal companion here. I'm pretty sure he's going to hit. His AC fully buffed is quite nice, so I don't feel like we should fight defensively. We don't need it right now. So here we are sure to hit. Grapple is not enough for now. Let's try to shoot here. I forgot to buff, but anyway. This time what we are going to do is we might skip a turn and do that next turn. So let's try to hit for now. Alright, now that the large elemental has played, we can go and start to set up that stuff here. Should be good. Alright, let's skip for after. Let's get in range here to hit. Shoot. Now what I can do here, and that's the whole point, is give True Strike to my animal companion here. Accept Rage back. For example, I could use Potion of Haste. Maybe it's overkill, maybe we are going to kill him without that, so I will just skip. Again, he's pretty much not going to hit. Here, I just wanna see. Yeah, we have Touch of Flow and we have True Strike, so check this. That's a guaranteed hit, 42 anyway, against 26. And second most interesting thing is right here, we succeed on the combat maneuver grapple against large water elemental. You can see the checks here. Everything works how it's supposed to work. So now, guess what? The large elemental is flat-footed from the grabbing and is reduced dexterity by 4 here. So now we are targeting 19 flat-footed AC. So that's a lot easier to hit. We can even do that for Scylla here. And check this. Everyone in this round should be able to hit flat-footed AC. So let's see that. Alright, it hits. It's just above the 19 that is required. We hit pretty hard. We can shoot.
The spirits demand your blood.
We even managed to shoot with Camellia. And then our main character. We didn't use the potion, but 19, he should die in one hit. Unless we missed. And then here it goes. So as you can see, that makes some bosses quite a lot easier. You can pretty much with True Strike beat any kind of CMD, at least earlier. Later on the boss are going to be immune or something. So yeah. We'll see you for the proper build explanation. Alright, we are back at the usual place with the usual suspect. Let's get a look at the build right now. Let's start this. So we are going for a Reanimator build. At first I was going to go for a Beast Tamer, run into some issue. I made a little video about this, but why are we going with Reanimator exactly? I wanted someone that could use some summons, some good summons, but also someone that could give True Strike, Shield and some very powerful buff to the pets that we are going to use. There was also the option of going Preservationist, and I mean it's nice, but there's a huge difference between this one and Reanimator, is that the support is just way stronger on this one. You get built-in alchemical bonus to undead. First of all, it's undead, so they are immune to a lot of stuff. And also later they get one extra attack on top of its stacks with haste. You can create greater undead, so that means you can get advanced greater shadows, which is very good. With Aeon, which is nice, is that at Mythic rank 6 your summons start to dispel on attack, and with a advanced greater shadow basically he target touch AC, and with haste, with greater reanimation here, extra attack, and with an item that we will show, well, he's going to attack 4 times touch AC, so he's going to dispel most likely 4 buffs, and we don't have to do anything, so that's very strong. Also you get Corpse to Dying, which give alchemical bonus to attack and weapon damage, which is extremely rare, and when you kill an enemy until the end of combat. So against a boss that is alone it's not very useful, but when we have to kill waves of enemy, this is very strong. This is extremely strong. Stacks to plus, so you just kill someone at level 17 for example, you get the +4. I think, yeah, I think you just have to kill one and you already have the maximum bonus, so very strong. Yeah. So let's go. We won't go for Asimar, we go for human. And then this time we are going for Pickpocket. This time. Most of the time it's Pickpocket, but this time we have a good reason. We want Trickery bonus because we are going to be the main character that does Trickery in this playthrough. So let's go 19, 12 and 12 for pretty much everything here. So Trickery, like we said, Perception, and I would probably go Lnature because early on nobody is going to do Lnature except us. First one, I would go for Improve Initiative. That is very strong early, and we have Pickpocket on top, so that's very nice. And martial weapon, we don't get martial weapon, which is, I mean, you can't have everything in one class, but it's still nice. Alright, I will go enlarge, and then stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Deity, whatever, but we are going for Aeon, so lawful neutral here. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's start. Level 2. We are going to level up most of these, and we don't need use magic device every level. Infusion here, that's very important. You want infusion when you do shield maze, as you saw in the little introduction to this video. Alright, all points here. Level 3, it's going to be power attack. Level 4, we put all our points into strength at this point. Just like that. Precise bomb here. We are going into, at this point we are going into the market in the first act, and we have a bunch of swarms to fight, and I prefer to have my bomb not hitting my allies, but I mean it's not necessary, but it's always good to have. Other than that, I don't see any other very good bombs to use, so we'll stick with that. Here I would probably use bull strength or see invisibility. Could be blur too, but we are just like a wizard. Even if we are alchemist, we can learn through scrolls or spells, so that's nice. So Reanimator, level 5. This is when I want to pick Focus Strike. The first attack is going to be without the penalty for power attack, so yeah, that's very nice. Here I would pick see invisibility because at level 5 I would go and start fighting the invisible bubble in Market Place, Market Square, and the Shadow Demon also. I would put that on the pet because we are not going to use blind fight early on for the pets. So Sin Visibility is a way to counter that. Alright. Discovery. So I would go for Frost Bomb here. And just for one reason. At level 7 we go into Leper Smile. And the only immunity that Swarm doesn't have is immunity to frost cold damage, so that is why this is going to be helpful when we have to attack and kill a lot of swarms, so it does AoE damage. At this point, yeah, I would go Animal Aspect at level 6. We can buff CMB for our animal companions so that they trigger most easily the combat maneuver that they have. Mythic rank 1. I would go for Instrument of Freedom or Bit of Fun. I mean, Force Reality, I would pick that if I was going with Beast Tamer, because I was going to use Beast Tamer as a spellcaster and DC caster. Here we are not a DC caster, we are a rich weapon melee, second range, let's say. So I would probably use that. I think that's just better because this is in fight you have to use a standard action. Usually the characters that benefit the most from their standard actions are melee fighter, because you want a full round action to be able to kill someone. But here, if we are a spellcaster, we can always use swift action to cast spells. So that's why I prefer to use that as a spellcaster. So Instrument of Freedom, Abundant Casting, obviously. All our spells from level 1 to 3 are extremely good. Alright, level 7. As a feat, we are eligible for Outflank now, because we reach over 4 in base attack bonus. Haste, excuse me, haste here, obviously very strong. Strength, discovery. So here we are going for, I think, either fast bombs or Feral Mutagen. Mutagen will give us an extra bite and can help us go into Feral Wings here. That is up to you. Holy Bomb, no, maybe not. So yeah, I would probably do that. Then as a spell, what's a good one? You have Displacement, that's very good. Barskin, all of that you can learn through scrolls, so pretty easy to have. We'll start with power attack here. level 9. We will go and take Lunge here. When we have a rich weapon, Lunge just gives us extra range, which is always good. Resist energy, I think nobody else can do really resist energy at this point. I mean in our team. Unless we buy scroll and give them to Nenio. Here I would take fast bomb. That's for later when we get level 12 or so, when we get Mythic rank 4 and Aeon ban. Aeon ban works with bombs, so that way you can target touch AC, have multiple attacks target touch AC, and also it bypass spell resistance. There's no spell resistance on bombs, so that's also one thing that I wanted to get from the class. Alright, level 4. I mean, I quite like to have freedom of movement. There's a few Nabasu when we fight in Dresden, so freedom of movement is nice. Death Ward is nice also because of Nabasu and their aura that inflict negative level, so one of those two depend on you. So Mythic 3, we keep going for spells, more spells better. Unforcing Gaze, attack here. Here we would want Divine Favor, True Strike always good, Shield of Faith. So as a feat, I'm going for crit here, and we are going for Bardiche. We already have Scylla in the group that's going to use Fauchard with Inciter. So the other rich weapon that's very decent is a Bardiche here. So let's see. Death Ward, yeah, I would probably go Death Ward. Invisibility, there's already Nenio that can do that. So let's say 12 points into strength. As a discovery, we get our first Greater Mutagen, so we can go for strength and dexterity at this point. I would take invisibility. Mythic rank 4. Here I would go for crit. And I won't take attacks of opportunity this early on. I would probably go for DC, because sometimes just a bigger DC is on our team is just better in a fight. And I'll show you why when we do Nenio's build, but Nenio can be very strong at this point of the game. Absurdly strong actually. So yeah, I would go for safe DC. Anyway, you can only activate one at this point of the game, one Unforcing Gaze. You can only activate 2 at Mythic rank 6, so that's very far away. So yeah, we take the most useful one. I would go for something like that, it doesn't matter, those spells. 13, so we put all our points here. We have Extend Metamagic here. Why is that? Because it's notorious that the level 5 spell of Reanimator or Alchemist in general is very bad. There's like not many good spells, so we prefer to extend the spell that we have at level 4 and put them in level 5. At level 15 we will still put some Greater Undead into level 5 because it's very good. So here maybe Stone Skin Communal. We can use it once when we need it the most. Here Discovery, it's 14, so I would go for Feral Wing. Here with Mutagen and if you self-buff shield, what else? If you have Feral Wings and if you buff this character with a defensive buff, you can reach some decent AC, I believe. Like not too bad, especially if you go for strength dexterity, you still get the +2 dexterity. So yeah, that's nice. So if someone just ignore the front line and go for you, you still have some chance to dodge melee attacks. I would go for maybe Echolocation here or earlier, it depends. Echolocation is very good, but not against, for example, enemies with mirror image. You want true seeing. Level 15. I would go into critical focus for Flaying Critical here. For the next feat, I would take that way earlier with a scroll, but here it's just to show that it's a good spell to have. I'm a Mythic rank 5. I would probably take Last Stand. Here it's up to you. You can take either Last Stand, because we are going into Act 4 and Act 4 is no joke. In Unfair you can get destroyed very fast in some places, not everywhere, but in some places. You can take Ever Ready, which is very nice. We have Scylla with us, so she's going to crit very hard and we can react on that. You can take Master Shapeshifter. Basically you buff yourself with Animal Aspect and that trigger Master Shapeshifter. So that is up to you, and then the order of the next one is up to you also. I could use Ever Ready here. I think it's alright. Here we are going for 5, I would say Power of Flow. I think it's to avoid critical failure. I mean, it's okay. Alright, 16 points into strength. Discovery, we get our next mutagen, Grand Mutagen. Same thing, strength and dexterity here. I would go for transformation here and learn legendary proportion with a scroll. So yeah, that's what I would do at this point. No, that's too early. 17. Alright. So fit here. We go for flaying. We just got critical focus earlier. If you didn't pick it with a scroll, you can pick it now. Level 6 initiative. Here I almost always pick initiative at this point. Here I would take attacks of opportunity. We get our extra gaze, so now we can take attack and attacks of opportunity, or attack and DC, or DC and power of flow. I mean, it depends on what you want to plan to do. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't really matter. So 18. Discovery. I mean, that's a good question here. I would probably go for Holy Bomb or Cursed Bomb. I mean, Holy Bomb has one advantage, is that it is full damage to incorporeal undead, and there's a few one in this game, so that means it's always a way to deal some okay damage to undead here, incorporeal undead. Anyway, you can turn your pet into a dragon if you want to, or Smilodon or something else. 19. Alright, blind fight before the last boss. That's a classic. Walk through space. Could be useful if you don't want to trigger attack of opportunity to put yourself in a better position. I mean, why not? Level 7, so if you didn't take last stand earlier, I would take last stand here most likely, or you could go for Master Shapeshifter. Here, I mean, there's not that much good ones. Relativity of space, I think it doesn't work on last boss. Yeah, it works only if they fail their save, which is not going to happen. Magic, I don't know if there's a good one. Second spell as a move action, but it's only us our allies, so I don't know. Summoner's Gaze is like not that good, to be honest. Maybe caster level. I mean, that's up to you here. Yeah, any spell doesn't really matter. Alright, level 8, I would go for an extra here and go for Master Shapeshifter if we didn't pick earlier. We get temporal jump here, Mythic 8, so that's nice. Alright, level 20. I would take a Grand Mutagen here. Just push the mutagen to the maximum. We can get Cursed Bomb. So when we throw bombs with Aeon Bane, there's always a chance that the enemy roll a 1. And if they roll a 1 with Curse of Deterioration, I mean they take so much strong penalty that I think it's worth it. Also, maybe 1 Preserve Organ, but to be honest, it's not that good. Extend Potion, we can make some potion, but they are not very important, I would say. I mean, that's up to you. Here we always have full caster level, so it's not that interesting. Alright. Mythic rank 9. You can take charge at this point. It's going to be useful for a little bit more damage. Here it doesn't really matter, we can take that anyway. And last one is just the last boss, so maybe flawless attack is going to be okay. Magic, why not? Alright. Now the build is complete. Let's take a look at the gear. I think that, yeah. Can drop that. No. Anyway. Let's sort. Let's take a look at the weapon first. Bardiche, but earlier we won't use Bardiche, we will use good glaive. The earlier glaives are very good. Marching Terror, obviously, very good. So let's put that as an option. You can use that or any kind of Masterwork glaive in the very early game. That's good enough. Later on you have this one where you get Deran in Deran's house. When you confirm a crit, you deal 1 damage to Constitution. I think it's okay because there's no save and it's more damage basically. It's like if you had +5 or whatever damage when you crit, that's it. Because losing Constitution for an enemy is losing life, so more damage on a crit. Also later on you can buy this one, I'm pretty sure, Dissector. In Act 3, I guess. 2d6 slashing damage on hit against a bleeding enemy or helpless enemy. Nenio will have a spell that can put the helpless condition on enemy, I think. Yeah. She has access to spells that we are going to use. I think that Overwhelming Grief, I think it gives helpless, not sure, maybe it's not this, maybe it is Hold Monster. That's helpless. So yeah, you get 2d6 slashing against those enemies. Also bleeding. Lan we have his lizard here, and his lizard is going to have the aggressor archetype, which inflict bleeding on attacks. So that's an alternative. It's an okay one. 2d6 slashing is pretty nice. Also, you have Dead Bow. This weapon doesn't work, I think. I mean, I tried, but the scorches, at least in my game, for some reason it doesn't apply. If it were to apply, that would be, I would say, quite a nice weapon, to be honest. Because if you hit 3 times an enemy, it gives a +2 to attack to everyone in your team, which is very nice. Unlike Dissector, you can't buy it. It's a Crusade Relic. It's the same Crusade Relic that gives you the Bardiche that gives intelligence to hit. So quite late into Act 3. It's really one of the last battles that you do in Crusade mode. Also, later on you have access to Flame's Hatred, which is also a Crusade Relic. I mean, this one is okay. Vicious, so you do 2d6 extra damage. But it has a bug also, which is it's supposed to deal additional damage equal to the number of hits multiplied by 3. Right now it just do damage equal to the number of hits, which means your first hit does normal damage. I think your second hit does 2 damage more, your third hit does 3, and so on and so on. And it shouldn't be that. It should be your second attack, your second hit does 2 times 3, so 6 damage. Your third attack should do 3 times 3, and so on. That would be very good if it actually worked. I mean, I'm saying that for a lot of things these days. What if it worked? That would be very, very good in this game. So I wish they would fix all this stuff, to be honest. That would make the game very much more interesting. Other weapon that you can use, since we are going into Trickery, when you have to do your Trickery check, equipping Saboteur here gives you some extra, which is going to be helpful. So yeah, you can have this in Act 4 doing Wojif's quest, but you have to make him refuse his demon power. Also, you get +4 damage, and it works on other weapons. So if you have your other Bardiche equipped, the +4 damage is going to appear here. At least when you fight, that's for sure. So really nice. Later on, you can use Hammer of Masterpiece to give extra attacks. Basically, you can remove your rings at this point of the game and just buff yourself, and you get 2 extra attacks. I think it should be so. Yeah. So yeah, that's the weapon choice. Let's take a look at the rest of the gear. We have headband. As soon as you get to Act 2, you can get this one, and you should get this one. +2 enhancement to intelligence and immunity to all compulsion. So if you are going into Hyper Smile, I think that's very useful. Later on, just use the best intelligence that you can get your hands on. So yeah, up to +8 if you can have one of those. Goggles. You get those almost at the same time, I would say. I mean, you get those earlier actually. In Act 3, Midnight IDLC, you get it with this robe. When you wear those two, you get +2 to initiative. You get a competence bonus to intelligence and competence bonus to wisdom, so that stacks with pretty much everything. So yeah, it's very nice. There's also those goggles here that should get pretty sure it Midnight Feign. Gives you +3 use to Unforeseen Gaze per day. I would use that for the first 3 use of Unforeseen Gaze, and then I would switch when I have my normal use to this. So basically I would switch for when I need that. Then on Mythic rank 8, you get Perpetual Gaze, so any number of time per day. That's when you never use this again. So yeah. As for the cloak, early on you want some resistance cloak. Then you can probably use this one, which is quite nice. +2 attack on wooden enemy. Then later on, Bound of Possibility, which is quite nice. You get Haste Aura. You get Slow Aura for your enemy, but the DC is going to be very bad. So unless they roll a 1, it's not going to happen. But they have to pass it each round, so it could be useful. Allies have a haste spell, which is nice. And you get you put on everyone a +4 insight to attack and save and skill checks. Usually you can get to +2 with Lance domain, nobility domain. I wouldn't use it all the time. I would probably use it on bosses, because the +4 here is very important. But for most of the time, I could use any other kind of cloak. I think it's fine. Ring, we don't use many important ring. Early on, you can just use conman rings. Conman's ring, excuse me. Just to get the extra trickery. You get this very early. Act 2 you can buy it. You get some extra perception also. Later on you can have an Holy Shepherd. So this you don't have to equip it all the time. You can equip it, summon your the summon that you want to use, and you can remove the ring, and the summons are going to stay at this point. You can use Ring of Triumphant Advance also, that's Act 4, if I'm not wrong, yeah, Act 4 or Midnight IDLC or Act 5. I think it's, yeah, should be Act 4, but check it. So yeah, but later on, if you're using Hammer of Masterpiece, you basically remove those and give it to someone else, and just use Hammer and put it on yourself. Anyway, for the Bracer, here I'm using Abrupt Onslaught. When you make a sneak attack, you do extra 1d6. You're going to ask yourself, why do you use sneak attack? Because you don't have sneak attack here. Well, very simply because Scylla is going to be an insider, and that way you can get sneak attack on everyone in the team. So yeah. Also you get competence bonus to Trickery, which is nice for us. So at this point you can just maybe unequip Command's ring and use other rings that you feel like using. Resistance, I don't know what kind of ring you want to use, evasion ring or whatever. For the amulet, I like obviously Wind Breath, big fan. Early on you can use maybe some natural armor if you feel like it. It's up to you. As armor you can use this one. If you want to, it gives extra to perception checks. We are not too bad in perception. But that is up to you. You could use also some Aramaki here, which is nice. Concentration means that if someone is in range, and they can attack you when you cast a spell, you can you have to pass a concentration check or lose the spell. This helps a little against those kind of things. Since we are in melee, we can have that happening to us, so yeah. Robes, yeah, obviously Robe of Unspeakable Truth. We don't care about the aura. It's just the wisdom, and when you go with the glasses you get +2 to initiative, which is very nice. Belt, any kind of belt of physical perfection, I would say, until you beat Playful Darkness. Then I would start using that exclusively. Flawless belt, you need to have done inevitable access with unfair difficulty to get this one. Gloves, Oppressor's Gloves. I like this one because we can crit and it gives -2 to save against mind affecting, which is nice. You can also use this one if you want to. That's useful when you want to use bombs on enemy. Since we don't have point blank and precise shot, we get a -4 to range attack. So yeah, you can use that to reduce the effect of having -4. You can also use, I forgot, one ring that you can use. Steady finger. This one, you can use it to get a +3 competence bonus to touch attack, and that's going to apply to bombs. So yeah, if you fight a boss that you want to, let's say for example, play full darkness, you want to absolutely touch with your bombs. With Aeon Bane, it's going to trigger the Dispel. You can use those, but otherwise I would probably use those. Boots, you can use either of those two, Free Reign or Battle Herald. Free Reign is nice with Brazen Whip. Here, as you can see, if it's activated, I'm under the slow spell, but freedom of movement makes me immune. I would say it's not necessary, to be honest. I would go for Battle Herald. Why is that? Because you can always just deactivate your Brazen Whip or pre-buff yourself with freedom of movement and then activate this. So yeah, this is very good. Heroism Greater, always on you. It also gives you 11 temporary hit points, and there's something you can do. If you lose those temporary hit points in a fight, you can equip back, and it's going to put your, for example, let me showcase this. Here I lost my temporary point, and here it gives it back. So if you have a lot of fight where you know you're going to take hits, like you have to fight some swarms and they always hit around them, you can just equip and get back those temporary hit points. You can buy this start of Act 3 in Dresden. I think it's one of the vendors, I don't remember, with grams or something like that. But anyway, as for the belt item, Brazen Whip, extra attack on your summons. So the summons that you're most likely going to use, you want some Animate Lesser for just fodder, for they can take some hits instead of you. I would use a few Greater Undead to get Advanced Greater Shadow. They are very good to tank because they have Incorporeal. Advanced Greater Shadow have Incorporeal, so they can tank quite a few damage. Let's say you are going for the big fight in Flesh Market. I would start summoning some of those and then do the fight. It's going to be quite a bit easier. And they drain strength, so if you get hit 4 times by Greater Shadow, when they have 4 attacks per round, you are going to get a lot of strength removed. So you could, they can kill with that. So very nice. They also dispel when you get Mythic rank 6, like I said earlier. When you get Improved Bane, your summon creature get Aeon Bane, so they dispel on hit. Very nice. Yeah. Book of Dreams is like, it's useful for when you summon those little guys. It's going to give a +1 to your summons, which is nice. But also later in the game it gives Good Hope and Long Strider to your summons. Last page, I didn't check if it works, but if it does, it heals a lot. And 1 round of Azata, so I don't know if last page is Azata specific, only Azata can get it. I don't know, maybe it is. But if everyone can get it, 20 HP when the summon die, I mean that's a lot. You can summon a lot of them here. Animate Dead Lacer and just have many undead of your summon die and get health back on your everyone. But at this point, to be honest, you just use heal mass, a scroll of heal mass anyway. So yeah, we don't use the elixir on this character because here it says inherent bonus, but it gives a alchemical bonus actually, which we are already going to have anyway. This is when we have alchemical bonus, True Mutagen here. So no point in using the elixir on us. We are going to go for the elixir on Nenio. So that's going to be the next build. Anyway, I guess that's it for this one. We've seen everything about this, and I'll see you in the next video.